Hey there, and welcome to this exciting MLM prospecting training video where I'm going to reveal 7 tips for effective MLM prospecting. Hi, my name is Adam Chandler, and I've been doing network marketing professionally for going on 5 years now. And what you're going to get in this video are some of my best prospecting tips that I've learned over the years through thousands of my own prospecting calls that I've made, as well as learning from other people. I'm all about learning from the best in the industry, and that's why I'm actually going to just start off before I even get into these 7 tips for effective prospecting. Anytime during this video, you can click the link right down below in the video description, where you'll get taken to a page that looks like this. And this is a training from a mentor of mine. It's a free training video. If you choose to, you'll have to opt in with your name and your email and your best phone number in order to get access to this training. How a real estate guy in foreclosure sponsored 28 people in 21 days at a $500 buy-in, and today regularly enjoys multiple 5-figure months residual income thanks to this #1 skill set that you can master starting today. So anytime during this video, you can click that link to learn from one of my mentors in the area of MLM prospecting and recruiting. So back to back to the slideshow. Okay, MLM prospecting tip #1, use compare and contrast. This was something that I learned from someone in the industry who has made over 8 figures in their home business. And let me explain what I mean by compare and contrast. As soon as your prospects see joining you in your business or buying your product or service or whatever it is as not that big a deal, that's when the sale will be made. So there's a few ways that you can actually get your prospect to think like, oh, that's not really that big of a deal. The first way is price conditioning. Now, if you follow effective marketers and successful marketers, you'll see them using price conditioning a lot, which is basically mentioning other things, other similar things that are way more expensive than the thing that you're offering. So for example, if you're offering joining your company and your opportunity and it's $500, then you're going to want to talk about things that are way more expensive than that. For example, you could say, if you get your prospect to the point where you let them, they know how much the opportunity costs, and they start hemming and hawing, oh, $500, that's a lot of money to start a business. You say, is it really? I mean, have you ever started a business before? Because you could do a franchise business for anywhere from $250,000 to up to $1 million+ to start a franchise business. One of my go-tos, because when you get started with me and my business, there are several ways to get started, ranging from a couple $100s to several thousands of dollars. But one thing that I'll do is I'll kind of go to talking about how my very first opportunity cost $2,000, and I didn't have the money at the time, but what I did have was a strong desire to change my life. And that's why I came up with the $2,000 that I needed to start that business. This business is only $500. You see what I'm saying? So you contrast by using things that are way more expensive. That way your prospect thinks, well, that's not that big a deal. Okay, another way to use this compare and contrast is by effort conditioning. So let's say you've got your prospect to the buy page, they're ready to join, and they start going into their left brain and thinking, oh, what if this happens, or what are my friends going to think, or any of these things that their minds go to when they get to that point. You want to let them know it's not that big a deal by saying something like this. Let's say your prospect's name is John. John, it's not like we're curing cancer here. We're simply signing people up into the fastest growing industry in America. It's really not that big a deal. You see what I'm saying? You use the effort conditioning by comparing curing cancer as this astronomical thing, and then just by doing that, you can use all kinds of other things, talking about things that are way harder than being successful in a home-based business. And I do this effort conditioning all the time, and it works like a charm. So MLM prospecting tip number 2. Safety in numbers, law of averages. It's a principle called Sinaloa that I actually learned from. I was actually at an event seeing this guy speak. He's someone who has made over $100 million in the network marketing industry in a company called Herbalife. He went through this principle, which is Sinaloa, and actually one of the first things that I learned when I got started in my first network marketing business over 4 years ago is that you can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be a master, but you do have to put up enough numbers. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a way to really ramp up your lead flow so that you pre-qualify your prospects and you have a ton of fresh new prospects to talk to, so you can put up those numbers. And keeping the pipeline full, doing this, keeping the pipeline full of fresh leads, you become more postured rather than needy in the mind of your prospects. Because if you only have 5 prospects to talk to, and 3 of them say no, then your averages are not that good. But if you have a couple hundred prospects to talk to, if a couple of them say I don't know about this, you can say, all right, well, have a great day, and you're on to the next person. So when your prospect sees you as not being a needy person and being someone that is busy and successful, that's when they're going to be attracted to you and join you. Okay, MLM prospecting tip number 3 is keep it simple. You've probably heard this principle throughout your life. It's super important here. Like I said, that $100 million network marketer, one of the things that he also said was that success in an MLM model is not just, it's not about teaching a donkey how to roll over. It's about teaching a donkey how to teach a donkey to roll over. So you have to keep the process incredibly simple to keep it duplicatable. So even if you know everything, every detail of your company's comp plan, all the scientific data supporting your product, if you have like a health and wellness product, doesn't mean you should share it with your prospects. Just because you know it doesn't mean you have to share it. Remember, the entire time you're prospecting for your MLM, your prospects are thinking, can I do to someone else what this person is doing to me? And that's what you want them to think, that wow, I can do that. I could do what they just did to me to somebody tomorrow without them even being there. And once your prospect again thinks that it's really not that big a deal and this is easy and they've got a duplicatable system to follow, that's when they're going to join. Okay? So keep it simple. Okay, MLM prospecting tip number 4 is use the tools. If you have MLM prospecting tools, use them. This comes back to the keep it simple principle that we just talked about. So you're going to want to use your company's third-party MLM prospecting tools to do all the explaining of the product, the comp plan, the opportunity, because they're professionally designed marketing materials. If you're working with a solid company, they have professionally designed third-party marketing materials that you can use. That way you don't have to be the expert. That way your prospect doesn't think that they have to be the expert. Get it? All right, so prospecting tip number 4 is use the tools. Moving right along to MLM prospecting tip number 5, remember to follow up. The fortune really is in the follow-up. You have to be good at follow-ups, and you also want to set a solid appointment to review with your prospect the information that you just sent. So if you're following my other tips, this is assuming that you've used the third-party tools, they've reviewed the information. Now the next step is to talk to them about the information to see where the process needs to go from here. That's either when they sign up, or they say no, or they ask some type of objection. So one of the big problems that a lot of network marketers face is they don't know. They have a hard time getting the prospect to actually go to the follow-up call that you've set. Get a lot of prospects where you call them and you end up leaving a voicemail, and that's never good. So one of the ways that you can improve the callbacks or improve the amount of prospects that are actually going to pick up your call when you follow up is by saying something like this. Let's say you set the follow-up appointment for 4 o'clock. Okay, you're going to review the information tonight. I'm going to give you a call tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Do me a favor, could John, let's say the prospect's name is John. Do me a favor, John, if for whatever reason you can't make that 4 o'clock appointment tomorrow, can you give me the professional courtesy of letting me know by at least a text or an email, just letting me know that you're not going to be able to make that time, or you didn't have a chance to review the information, so that I'm not wasting my time, and that way I can put somebody else in that 4 o'clock spot. And that really does, put the ball in their court. And if they say yes to that, and 4 o'clock tomorrow comes and they don't show up to your follow-up appointment, then you're going to know that person is probably not operating with integrity. And I don't know about you, but I like to work with people that have integrity in their business, and they actually follow through with what they say they're going to do. That way, if they're not there at 4 o'clock, I'll probably leave a voice message, and if they don't follow up with me at that point, then I'm done with them at that point, and that way I know not to follow up with them again, because they don't have integrity. Okay, and then be patient with your follow-up to some people, as long as they're going through the process and everything, and they answer the phone when you follow up and stuff. Be patient with this. This is one thing that I learned from a network marketing event not too long ago. It took 5 follow-up calls to recruit Tim Sales into his first network marketing company, and he went on to become one of the most well-known network marketing trainers and authors and everything in the entire industry, and one of the most successful network marketers, period. And I don't know if you know Tim Sales. He wrote a book series called Brilliant Compensation, and he said on stage at this event that it took 5 follow-up calls for him to join his first company, and then he went on to be very successful. So be patient with your follow-up. If it's a quality prospect, you're going to want to do a few follow-up calls. If they're not such a quality prospect, you might not need to follow up with them 5 times. You know what I mean? MLM prospecting tip number 6: use the form method. So this is family, occupation, recreation, and message. So these are the icebreaker questions when you first get on the phone with someone. Hey John, I saw that you opted into my site. You're looking for information about making some additional income. Is that correct? Yeah, yada yada yada. Let me ask you, where do you live? Just out of curiosity. That's a good one to start with. Oh, you live in Michigan. And what do you do there in Michigan? So that's occupation. What do you like to do when you're not working? Recreation. We could go deeper on this, but it's a short video. So, recreation. What do you like to do when you're not working? Maybe that's a recreation that we have in common, and I can use that to connect with the person. Family. Are you married, John? Do you have kids? You find out a little bit about them, and then message. Why are you doing this? Why are you looking for a way to generate more money? Why are you looking for a way to fill in the blank? Why are you looking for a way to generate a side income? And based on the answers to those questions, you can determine whether you want to continue the conversation at that point, because those are rapport building questions. And this is a quote that came from a successful entrepreneur that I know. It said, anything is possible in the presence of rapport. So once you establish that rapport, then you can go into some of the deeper questions, some of the bigger questions about their goals and their dreams. But obviously you can't just start with, so how much money do you want to make? Or what's your big reason for doing a business? You see, it has to be a process that you take them through. Then once the rapport is established and a little bit of trust is established, that's when you go into the bigger questions about their goals, their dreams. Then you can expose them to their opportunity if their dreams are worthy of your time. So if their dreams and their goals are worthy of your time, and only you can set how much your time is worth. I like to spend time with people that have big goals and big dreams, because I know that building a business from the ground up, from scratch, is difficult. It takes a real commitment, and it takes a real learning, and you're going to have to go through some hurdles to become really successful. So if their why isn't big enough, if their dreams aren't big enough, then it's probably not worth my time to recruit them and to coach them on how to be successful in their business. Get it? Okay, so MLM prospecting tip number 7, you want to demonstrate authority get permission and then go deep. So what do I mean by that? Demonstrate authority, get permission, then go deep. I like to ask the question, can I coach you on that? This actually came from the same 8-figure marketer that I mentioned in the beginning. Can I coach you on that? So if the prospect says, oh, I don't know, it's a lot of money, $500 is a lot of money to start a business. It's like, really? Well, can I coach you on that? And then you go into, well, my first opportunity cost $2,000, but because I really wanted it, I was really hungry for a way to change my life and my financial situation that I was in, I came up with the $2,000 to start my business within 48 hours. Now, are you really dead serious about doing this? Are you dead serious about changing your financial situation the way I was? And if they say yes, then it's like, well, then is $500 really all that much money to get started in your business? Where can you, if you don't have that money sitting on the nightstand, because most of the time when your prospects say they don't have the money, it just means they don't have the money, like, in their pocket at the moment. They shift some things around anyway. But you have to get permission. Can I coach you on that? That also demonstrates authority, and it positions you as their coach, because everybody's looking for a leader. Everyone's looking for their coach. So if you can be that coach by saying, hey, can I coach you on that? And then you actually give them some advice that helps them to not be such a wussy, then you get to take them further on through the process. So it demonstrates your authority as a coach and an advisor. It gives you a green light to take the conversation to a deeper level. So you never just want to go right in and say, well, you shouldn't think that way, because you know what I mean? That's just kind of lame. But you want to get their permission. So using things like, hey, can I coach you on that? And again, it demonstrates your authority as your coach, as the leader that they're looking for, because everyone is out there looking for that leader. And if you can demonstrate that that's you, then your prospect will feel that, and they'll be more attracted and be more likely to do business with you. Okay, so now click the link below this video for more MLM prospecting training. Just like I showed you, you'll get training from a mentor of mine who he's recruited hundreds of people using these techniques. This is a way to go really deeper than I've taken you in this video in your MLM prospecting training and skill development. Click the link down below this video to do that. And then you're going to want to visit my blog post, which I'll also put in the description of this video. Visit my blog post to get a sneak peek at the MLM prospecting system I use to build my business. I'm actually just going to take you there real quick. So I'm going to put this blog post, MLM Prospecting, New Tips and Ideas for MLM Prospecting in the 21st Century. You get some training on Facebook marketing and how I use social media for MLM prospecting, and it's a great blog post if I do say so myself. And then you're also going to see at the bottom for this MLM prospecting systems, you'll see the MLM prospecting system that I use to fill my pipeline, have plenty of leads to talk to, and we've got a lot more training locked up within there that'll show you how to get more leads for your business and become a more effective closer and entrepreneur and network marketer. So go ahead and do that. Again, click the link below this video to get more MLM sponsoring or MLM prospecting training videos, and we'll see you on the next video.